G'day everybody, I'm here with the famous Shawn Roe. G'day mate.
G'day mate, how you going?
I'll just show this, just doing a little interview, a little catch up with one of the gold medalists of the 2010 Commonwealth Games. Mate, they're heavier than you think.
Yeah, they're very heavy, and they all come in different shapes and sizes. I mean, this one comes in a bit of a square, which is kind of unique in itself.
I'll show everybody this. This is the World Championships.
Yeah, World Championships 2009.
So yeah, so we'll just give you a little bit of feedback. We might get you to cut in one of your videos,
yeah,
so people can see what you've done.
Tremendous crowd in on this last night. Crowds have built up as the track and field competition has worn on, and let's hope we get a fitting climax here. And it'd be nice to see India involved in it. Away, Botswana on the outside, slow. Wales, then Kenya, then Joel Milburn for Australia. Then it's Bahamas, England, Jamaica and India on the inside. This long stagger, and the margin between the outside and inside divisions as they go through the 200-metre point is 50 to 60 metres.
It's always difficult to see who's actually winning at this stage because there is a massive stagger, and as you'll see when they pass the baton to the second runners, it can make a big difference. And Joel's really kicking home here, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to set it up for the Australian team to make sure that they can get up there in the top 2 or 3.
Good first leg by Botswana on the outside. Milburn finished better of that leading division, and England came on strongly in the last 50 metres. Conrad Williams came from nowhere, and all of a sudden it's England, Australia 1-2, and Bahamas in fact working through on the inside of Kevin Moore running the second leg for Australia. Now Kenya getting into it too, so the heavies are there. England, Bahamas, Kenya, Australia, Botswana, the race on.
Kevin's got to really hold his position here. This is his first experience at a Commonwealth Games, and at this level he's only 19 years old, but he's just got to make sure that they don't get too far away from him.
So coming down to the second change, and Bahamas have opened a nice gap. Second leg run by Michael Mathieu, who was one of their 400 finalists. Good change by the Australians. And scampering away with the baton is Brendan Cole, and the Aussies are right there. Bahamas, Australia, England, Kenya, Botswana and Wales, and now Jamaica getting into it too. 7 of the 8 are right there in contention. Robertson of Jamaica running a frenzied first 200 metres as Australia get to the front, and this is a great effort by Brendan Cole, finalist in the 400 hurdles.
It's an awesome effort by Brendan Cole. Botswana really slowed down that pace, and he thought, this is my opportunity to go, and he is kicking. He had a fabulous first heat, and now he's bringing this home. This is very exciting, Tim, for Australia.
Every metre counts here. Shawn Roe to take the baton. He's going to have 5 or 6 metres on the man who beat him by 100th of a second in the final of the 400 metres. Shawn Roe and Australia in the box seat. Australia, England at 7 metres or so to Kenya, then Bahamas and Botswana.
Shawn Roe is on fire. He has to just hold his form completely. He knows the guys are coming behind him, and he just has to make sure that Mutai doesn't get anywhere near him, because we saw in the 400 metres what a great finisher Mutai is from Canada.
What a responsibility here for Shawn Roe. Probably running a bit conservatively to the 200. He wants to have something in the tank. It's Tobin of England. It's Mutai of Kenya. Roe, though, boots clear in the straight. Mutai trying desperately, but he's not going to get in from there. The Australians haven't won. Shawn Roe gets the line. He gets his gold. He gets his gold. Kenya probably got the silver. England the bronze. Gold to Australia in the last event. What a great climax.
That was absolutely sensational. Never underestimate the Australian team, Mel Gainsford-Taylor. That was extraordinary. They should be so proud of them. They all ran a beautiful leg, and it's just great to see Australian boys. Okay, what are they doing there, do you think, Tim?
It was a confident appeal, and they got the decision.
You've got to love it. I wonder how often they practice that out the back.
We've got silver medal here as well. What was that one for?
So that was for the individual 400.
Yep.
It was quite a unique story. I actually wasn't selected for that individual spot. But Johnny Stephenson actually withdrew from the games.
Oh, righto.
So I had an opportunity. They gave me a late call-up. They said, are you fit and ready? I was ready for the 4x4, but
yep.
I didn't have the individual spot. And I went there and bagged a silver, and I only missed out by probably about that much.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the little Kenyan guy unfortunately got me.
Oh, show people the Kenyan. So you swapped? Did you swap your uniform? Was it?
Yeah, I did. So he was a remarkable athlete, and you know, as a friendly gesture after the game, I really wanted to get his body suit just as a memento, and you know, build that connection with him. And he was more than happy to swap the Australian green and gold for the a very skinny Kenyan bodysuit.
How good is that? So we've got some photos here. You see you and Johnny Stephenson in celebrating. We might put pictures up of this so you can see this. This is a great shot, this one here. And it's another good one as well. So, and tell us about this medal. This one looks good. Tell us
yeah, so this one has got a little bit of a story behind it. You know, I was 21. It was the first international competition, senior international competition I ever made. It was the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne, 2006. I was in the team for the 4x4. I got the 4x4 in the final, but unfortunately they dropped me for the team.
Oh,
so the team went on to win, which was a great result.
Yeah.
And I did, as a part of it, you do receive the medal. But the
show people that's incredible.
Yeah, the only downside of this is you don't get to go on the dais,
yep.
and they just kind of give it to you backstage underneath the tunnel.
I feel that.
Yeah.
That's awesome as well.
And then, yeah, after that disappointment...
Can you put it on? Just show me. Does it get you into nightclubs?
Well, I don't reckon anymore, but I think that night a few people were definitely wearing them out, and definitely got into a few nightclubs.
Just thought we'd have an informal chat like we do. How good is that? That's fantastic. So, so tell, just so people can hear your story. So when did you start running?
I started sport at a very young age, at primary school,
yep.
And I was kind of heavily involved with sport, and I didn't realise you could have a career in sport. I just wanted to play any kind of sport, and at that, when I got to high school, I actually wanted to play football.
Yep. AFL?
AFL.
Yep.
I went through the ranks of kind of trying out for the rep sides.
Yep.
But unfortunately broke my arm when I was about 15.
Oh.
But continued with the running,
yep.
And I also realised that maybe my body type wasn't suited for the AFL game, and progressively got better with running, and then the rest is kind of history. We had
a bit of a chat before I came. Tell everyone. So what's your best time for the 400?
My best time is 45.07 seconds.
I'm lucky to drive it that quick. That's amazing. And so you obviously, someone identified you with a bit of talent? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I just kind of slowly, progressively got better.
Yep.
You know, I really loved my sport and kind of enjoyed it. And I just kind of made just small progressions. You know, it was like just building on it slowly and slowly. And I got to a level where I got recognised and with a bit of talent. And then they realised that this was kind of... I had an opportunity to kind of progress and go through that way.
I might just get you to move a little bit so everyone can see. This is no some sales thing. This is off the cuff. Oh, but I just want everyone to be able to see your face. That's all.
Yeah, no dramas.
Yeah. So tell me, with you would have had some ups and downs.
Yep.
So tell us about what happened. There would have been some downs.
Definitely. I mean, you know, like being an elite sportsman, especially in track and field, you just don't have that club or that network or that club base behind you. So you kind of have to treat yourself as a small business.
Yep.
So you know, these are your ups.
Yep.
You know, and you know the downs are injuries. You know, I got myself into a car accident in Europe for the first time when I was in Europe, all by myself.
Oh.
And you know, having to deal with all of those kind of things, being away from home, dealing with all of that kind of stuff. So you kind of learn to be a bit resilient and tough, and kind of get better and improve that way.
Where did you grow up, by the way?
I grew up in Melbourne.
Okay.
I grew up in a place called Murrumbina.
Okay, yeah.
So a Bina boy, and yeah, I love Melbourne.
Yeah.
I'm from Melbourne, so
we're doing this from Shawn's apartment. It's beautiful in Richmond. It's a great, beautiful night tonight. So okay, so then with your career with the running, what happened? When did you realise that something was going to change?
So 2012, I was selected to go to the London Olympics.
Okay.
I actually got appendicitis and I had to withdraw from the games due to having surgery and having improved fitness.
Yep.
So I was on the sideline and having to watch my fellow teammates go to the games. At that point, I was turning 28, so turning towards the back end of my career. And someone was telling me, you know, you've got to start thinking about, you know, life after sport. The advice that I was given was, you know, look for a full-time job.
Yep.
So I did that. I looked for a full-time job and I got into a grad position and I was working away with in a full-time job. But it wasn't fulfilling the things that, you know, I wanted to do. Or
well, especially after that energy. And that you know, winning attitude.
Yeah. So I mean, I was wasn't getting the same kind of fulfillment from it. And then fortunately, you know, a friend contacted me, and then now I'm here.
Taylor Daly, hey Taylor.
Taylor Daly, yeah, definitely.
Champion, we might actually have an ad break. These are the. So do you drink these?
I drink these religiously. I wish I had these in my sporting career, definitely.
How many times have we been told that, eh? The super juice. The super juice.
Amazing.
One a day keeps the doctor away. We always say don't drink alone. You got to share you always share the business. Okay, so you obviously this what was it about this that interested you?
I think the thing that interested me was the time freedom, the ability to do the things on kind of your own terms.
Yep.
I was very much used to that kind of lifestyle, being an elite athlete.
Yep.
But then also kind of getting recognised for the effort that you were putting in.
Yep.
So if I was slogging my guts off and doing the little small 1%ers, you would see those significant gains. That was the kind of appeal that appealed me to it, and I wasn't kind of getting that kind of thing working in that typical 9-to-5 kind of outlet.
Yep. So had you ever heard of referral marketing or network marketing before?
I actually got introduced to it by another athlete when I was overseas, and it kind of opened my eyes a little bit. But I never really kind of dabbled into it because I was kind of too concentrated on my running and just that was all I eat and breathed at the time.
Yeah, which is pretty understandable. So, so tell us a little bit about your journey so far. You obviously get started and you find your way.
Yeah.
What have you, like for somebody new just starting, what would you recommend?
I recommend obviously follow a proven system. I mean, we have an amazing proven system that actually works.
Yep.
We've got countless results.
Yep.
And also partner up and, you know, use people that have done it before. You know, I reached out to you, obviously, experienced business person and very experienced in the industry. So I reached out to you to kind of connect and kind of get us together.
Oh, I was pumped because once I started researching, I thought, how good is this going to be? Yeah, that's good advice. To you know, it's funny. A lot of people get in to a business like this, and like we say, if you want to walk through the minefield, follow someone that's just walked through it. So that's good advice. What would you do different if you could do something different? What would you like in the business? What would you do different again if you had your time again?
If I had my time again, I would actually have attempted it earlier.
Yep.
Because I firmly believe that once it's up and running and once it's kind of working, if it was working whilst I was in my athletics career, I wouldn't have to stress about, you know, working a part-time job. You know, looking for sponsorships or things like that, and I could kind of work the business and then also concentrate on my athletics. Actually,
that's a good point. This is probably a really good forum. Who's some people that have impacted your life that you want to thank? Because they hopefully have a few people watch this video. So because you obviously had some people that really helped you.
Yeah.
So do you want to?
Yeah, so Debbie Wall was my first PE teacher in primary school. if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have got introduced to any kind of sport. She just had an amazing sporting program, and we tried every single sport. Ite Flesher, my first ever coach.
Right.
So he took me on as an athlete, as a junior athlete, and you know, got me to fall in love with the sport. And Eric Hollingsworth, who I've worked with very closely. Not only is he you know, a coach, but he's also a very big mentor in my life, and we still catch up quite regularly.
That's fantastic. This video, this one's probably going to go a bit over time, but who cares? We can do whatever we want. So that's important. So what I think, and that's what I've watched about you, is you've obviously learnt that to be teachable.
Yeah.
Tell us about how important it is to have someone give you the right advice.
Very important. I mean, if you don't kind of get those right advice, or don't partner up with someone that's done it before, you can kind of go off on a different track.
Did that happen in running?
Fortunately enough, not really.
Okay.
I kind of found the right mentors, or the right coaches, or the right people to talk to, so it worked out quite well. Yeah.
So when do you think you're at your peak running?
Oh, it's hard to say. I guess upon reflection now, I think my peak was probably when I ran my PB. So that was 2009. I was in Nationals in Brisbane. So to give you the context of what happened at that Nationals, I tried to do something that hadn't been done for a very long time. So I ran the 100, the 200 and the 400.
Okay.
And I really wanted to try and, you know, make the final, obviously win the 400, and try and jag a medal in one of the other sprint events. So with the 100, I made the semi-final, and the semi-final was only an hour before my 400. So I won the 400 an hour later. If I had made the final, I would have had to run another 100 final 15 minutes after the 4.
Well, yeah.
And then on the following day, on the Sunday, I had to run like 3 or 4 200. So it was a very, very heavy program, but that was the kind of athlete I did. Is I tried to push the limits pretty much.
Okay, cool. Sorry again, this is going a bit over time, but I think it's worth it. So, so tell me, there's a lot of young people joining our business.
Yeah.
So if a young person's watching this, why would they join us? Why would they join this business?
The reason why I think you should join this business is it's a better way. It's a different way of doing it. It's a different way of approaching it. And the people that you meet are very like-minded. The connections that you build are amazing. And yeah, I just think it's just a better way of just doing things.
Yep. So you're right for sure. So so what's the goal? What's your? Because obviously you'd be a good goal setter.
Yeah.
What's the next goal? What's on the plan for you?
My very short-term goal is obviously to kind of hit Sapphire level,
yep.
Which is a leadership level.
Yep.
I definitely really want to hit that as soon as possible. But my biggest goal is to reach double diamond or something like that.
Yep.
Or maybe even go at the top of the compensation plan.
Why not
set it? So, yeah. I mean, the great thing about it is you can't. You can set any goal in it. If you only just want to make a little bit more money, you can make a little bit more money. If you want to really make that rock star income, is what Craig always says to us.
Rock star.
You can definitely do it as well.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about it for this one. It's mate, absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hopefully everyone got a bit out of this. Again, we'll put some of the videos, and if you want more information, contact Shawn. You're on Facebook?
Yeah, definitely on Facebook, so contact me. That's Roe with the W-R-O-E, so if you need to find it, it's W-R-O-E.
Beautiful. Mate, you're a champion again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers. Bye.